Hello freshers. Welcome to your very first Cepstrum event. Firstly, before starting, we are very glad to have Ribu sir with us today. Welcome Ribu sir for our very first Cepstrum event and your very first Cepstrum event. I'm going to start with introducing ourselves. We are Cepstrum, a student body of the Triple E department, and our goal is to make the students' life as easy and as cheerful as possible. And for doing so, we have a bunch of events that we organize, such as this event, which is the Insight Lecture, which gives you a little bit of insight on the courses of your first semester, which makes it easier for you to cope up with the academics and have a lot of time for enjoying the extracurriculars and sports and everything. And Apart from the Insight Lecture, we also have other events which are the CP Talk, uh, and we have the Placement Talks, the Minor Talks, and we have coffee house sessions. All informative talks for you to understand how to deal with the academics and other things to cope up with your friends and have a little bit of edge over them throughout the course of your 4 years. And we not only do the technical stuff, we also have the fun stuff, such as the freshers party, which we shall be organizing for you. And we also have yeah, and apart from that, we also have a website. Do check us out over there. And another initiative that we have is called Paperman, about which my friend Ananya will be telling you right now. Thank you very much.
Ashwit, can you just turn on the slide? Next slide. Sorry for the technical glitches, guys. So starting with the Cepstrum meet. Hello, everybody. Thank you for your patience. This is also our first Cepstrum meet as representatives. So thank you for your patience. So yeah, starting up, we have a few general tips. Uh, okay, you can all read it on the screen, and I'll also elaborate slightly on it. You should all, very importantly, form study groups because it gets very hectic and it will get overwhelming. So forming study groups is essential and it will keep you sane. So yeah, of course, it is very important. Again, now you can ask professors politely for answer copies because there are always going to be times when teachers or TAs rush and the papers are not corrected as well. So you can go ahead and ask TAs for help and your professors, but please make sure to be very polite about it because you don't want to get on their bad side because they are going to be there for your lecture. Who is the microphone?
I'm sorry, miss.
हाँ एक मिनट बाइट ఏం తిక్కలవారన్నా సౌండ్ వినపడింది.
Just a second. I'm sorry for the disturbance. Okay, yeah. So I'll not take much of your time. I'll just reiterate the points written on the screen. Make sure to write polite mails to professors and TAs. You have to learn how to write mails because it is going to be very important. And yeah, make sure to activate the follow to inbox option for your Outlook group so that all your Outlook group messages also come to your inbox. Also, of course, there are the resources for past year papers. You might have already discovered it, but again, we are going to reiterate it throughout the lecture, throughout the session, that Paperman is very important. It is going to be a lifesaver. There are past year papers, tutorials, lab reports, and lectures available on it. And of course, you can also use the lightgen.li for reference books. So these were some general tips. Now I'll call upon the next speaker, I think Arushi, for PH1 for briefing about the physics course, PH 101. Yeah.
Can you change the slide? Hello. So yeah, hi. I'm Arushi Kumar. I was earlier in EC branch, so I branch changed to DSAI. I hope I'm audible clearly. So coming to PH 101, I think the most important thing you have to know is that I know this is a 6 credit course, but in terms of efforts, it is second to MA 101. So you have to put effort for this. Also, also this is not a course where you can study ek raat pehle. This is something you have to study previously because there's a lot of concepts involved. Another thing is that there'll be tutorials every week for this course. You have to attend all of these tutorials very sincerely because the because the questions covered in tutorials will be very similar to those asked in exams. Also, tutorials will be very helpful because you can ask the TAs to actually explain all the concepts too. Like for us, I think most of my course was covered through tutorials itself. Our tutor would first explain us the entire lecture ke concepts, and then she would take questions. So that way, our entire course was covered. Now, basically, PH 101, there are 4 parts in PH 101. You can broadly divide them into the pre-midsem part and the post-midsem part. The pre-midsem part is the most scoring part, and it is better if you guys try to score maximum in these parts because later on the course content also gets tougher as well as the exam questions get tougher. So the pre-midsem part is not very conceptual. It is more of math based. There'll be 2 topics mainly. First would be the coordinate system and the calculus part that you probably have started by now. For that, this is very important that you'll do this properly since this forms the basis of a lot of courses you're going to take ahead. It's basically like how maths may first they'll teach you arithmetic and then they'll teach you aage ka stuff. So do this part properly. This is just, again, it's just practice. I know that initially this will look tough because there are like a lot of notations involved, but later on it would be very it would feel very easy once you guys practice that. And for practice, the questions given in slides would be more than enough. The second part of the course, that is Lagrangian mechanics, that is basically the questions would be like J mechanics only, like the ek incline pe block hai and such kind of questions, but you have to solve that using a different method that they'll teach. Again, practicing this method is very important because a lot of times people are not able to remember the method. And as a trick, what a lot of us used to do is we used to calculate our answers using basic work energy theorem or Newton's second law, and then we used to work backwards to check our answers just in case we were not able to solve using the actual method. Now coming to the post-midsem part, the post-midsem part is where the actual physics starts. This is conceptual. and you need to put effort in these topics. So the first part is STR, Special Theory of Relativity. You guys probably have heard how it is conceptually tough to grasp. And for that, it would be better if you all refer to the books recommended by the profs, because one, the theory is also very good, as well as the solved examples in the book, they're usually asked in exams. And do refer YouTube for that topic. There are a lot of very good channels since it's a very standard topic. The last topic is quantum mechanics. For quantum mechanics, the initial part of quantum mechanics is similar to what was taught in JEE in atomic structure. And the second part of quantum mechanics, it's similar to the CH101 physical chemistry part also. For that, it's important that you all understand the math that is being used. And for that math, I would recommend you guys to use a book. I have mentioned the book in the slide, and also go through the methods used to solve those questions very properly. So summing it all up, I think the most important part for PH 101 would be कि last moment padhai won't work for this, because there's a lot of concepts involved over here. As well as another thing, attend tutorials very sincerely and try to cover most of it in the tutorials itself. Your tutorials, mostly there would be a prof as well in in your tutorials, because at least in our time there were profs, so you all can ask them to teach those topics too. And as far as attendance is concerned, attendance in lectures is not very strict. So all the best with PH 101. Don't stress out, and let's move on to the next course.
Hello, am I audible? Please change the slide. Hello, am I audible?
Yes.
Please change. Yeah.
Suraj, you are audible.
Yeah, thank you. Myself, Chinam Suraj Patra. I am from department. I was earlier from energy department, and now I am in EC department. So I will be about E101, which is a 8 credit course. So it is that you score well in this course. It is just your JEE knowledge of circuit solving. It has two parts: pre midsem, post midsem. Pre midsem circuit theory, which is just an extension of your JEE knowledge of circuit solving. I would say slides and tutorial problems are more than enough. You must attend all so that you can solve the questions in class, and you can practice so that you don't have any mistake during calculation. Okay. And other part is digital, which is logical, and you will love the concept, because this is more of like K-maps, Boolean algebra, and all those things. Preparing notes during class is important, because maybe prof may not provide lecture notes in this part of the course. Preparing notes during the classes will be helpful before exam. Okay. Post midsem part phase and semiconductor diodes. This will be complete. will
Suraj,
be
you are inaudible.
completely.
Could you please repeat the last few sentences?
Yeah. I'm audible now?
Yes, yes,
The
yes.
connection is not that good. Maybe you can step out or
Changing connection. While that, next speaker, please start.
Hello everybody. Okay, am I audible? Okay. So can we have the next slide, please? Yeah. So I'm Avnish Kadikar, and I'll be talking about the chemistry course that you have. So basically, this course is a breather for you. It's an 8 credit course, which will turn out to be a CPI maker or breaker for you guys. So this topic, there are three uh, parts in this course: physical, organic, and inorganic. So the physical portion will cover mostly topics on quantum theory. Your inorganic portion will be based on coordination and ligands, etc. And your organic portion will mostly be your JE portion, which will include stereochemistry and hybridizations, etc. etc. So basically, now how to ace this course. So this course will give you an easy 9 or 10 if you do everything properly. So attend all classes, attend all tutorials. Classes can be attended as per your discretion because the attendance policy is not strict. And one very important note about acing this course is doing your PYQs and tutorial questions properly. Questions are generally uh, directly from past year papers, especially in physical chemistry. Also, this course is one of the only courses which is MCQ based. And since you're fresh off JE, this will be one of the courses where you will be at home in solving the question. As for the previous year questions, you'll find them easily available on Paperman, where you can access the previous year questions. And you can refer to the books that are mentioned, but they aren't, you can use them for reference, but usually slides are more than sufficient. And only for inorganic, you might have to attend classes and make notes because some slides aren't provided. And do make sure to attend those because questions sometimes are directly from class materials. Okay, that's about it for chemistry. Thank you.
Hi, am I audible? Myself, Naman. I'm from MNC branch. I'll be talking about MA 101. This would probably be the hardest course for the first year because it will be your introduction to formal proofwriting. So, in this, it would be advisable to attend all the classes along with tutorials because the attending classes is the key. You'll need to make notes in the classes and understand everything and try to understand everything itself in the classes. Also, attending tutorials would be attending and solving the tutorials first and then attending them would be important. The tutor would be your savior in this, and he or she'll help you to clear all your concepts, and you can ask them to teach a specific concept if you didn't get it in class. The course is mainly divided into two parts. Is the part which is quite difficult. Also, it is not very scoring. Bartel and Sherbert is the key to guide for it. It is advisable that you go to the classes, make notes, and when you reach home, try to read those topics from Bartel and Sherbert. Also, solving its exercise would help you. The post midsem part is slightly easier, and it would be the part where you can score maximum and try to score the part for getting good grades. It's it would also be helpful in PH 102 course, which will be present in the next part. So you should take it very seriously. Slides would be enough, I think, for this part, and you need to just solve tutorials. The past year papers, solving past year papers before the exams would also be very helpful, as sometimes questions are directly repeated in this part from the previous year papers. So at last, matlab, you should attend all classes and solve all tutorials, and you could score well in this course. I would like to pass to the next speaker.
Hello, everyone. Hello, freshers.
Hello. Am I audible now?
Yes.
Hello. Please don't spam in the chat box. So yeah, I was at digital part of E101, right? So this part is more of a logical part and important for your next year as well. So do attend the classes, and maybe the prof may not provide you lecture slides. So do attend all the classes and make notes in the classes. Okay. And the good hold on K-maths and Boolean algebra will help you in further courses as well. After that, there is post midsem part, which has polyphase and semiconductor diodes, which may be little bit new for you guys. Try to attend classes and solve tutorials and slides. Most of the times, questions are based on tutorials and slide questions. Just a little bit calculation, value changes are given. And yes, the most important thing I would say is you must know matrix manipulations using calculator, because the values set for exams are not that good like you used to in J. This will be completely uh, random values. So calculation uh, purpose, you must use calculators. Don't forget to bring calculator to the exam. Tutorials are very important for this course as it carries marks. I guess it carries 15 or 20, 15 marks for out of 10 marks, 100 marks. So tutorials are must, and try to do them regularly. Grading is not that hard, but yeah, getting a 10 grade is not that easy. Lot of calculations are needed, so you must practice them as much as you can. And after that, I would say if you have any conceptual doubts and all, you can also refer to YouTube channel. Neso Academy all is there to help you. And yeah, try to look for books. Sometimes the questions are picked directly from books, so check them out. And yeah, and this is what I want to tell. Next guy.
Hello, everyone. Hello, freshers. I'm Advait Singh Chaudhary from Triple E branch. I'm the academic representative of Cepstrum. Okay, so CE 101. So first of all, I will be speaking for both the labs and theory. I mean, they are almost the same thing. This is a unique course where the labs and theory are one and the same thing. Okay, so first of all, you should be thorough with the lecture slides, especially the problems in it. The problems are extremely important, and try to pay attention in class when they are doing the problems. They will be your success mantra for it. Uh, and in labs, they are gonna ask these problems only. So it is, and labs are graded. So you should pay attention in class and try to solve as much as possible. Okay. And yes, attend the lectures and try to pay attention. And labs are the most important. I can't emphasize on this enough, but yes, they are the most important. Pay attention to how problemming is being done. Do not hesitate to ask the TAs for help. So like, please do the labs yourself. And if you can't do a question, please try to memorize the method. Try to roughly memorize the method by how it's being done, and do it yourself, please. Everything is logical if you think about it. Okay, and yeah, and in labs, please follow the right conventions. There are some small conventions, like the arrow should be 1:3 shades of pencil. The TA will make you familiar with all this. So even if you miss one of such small things and your whole problem is correct, they will cut 1 or 2 marks, which is so, like, please try to avoid these mistakes. They are very simple to avoid. And yes, so before exams, try to roughly practice on paper, like what all questions you did in lab. And before exam, you may not have that much time to like properly do a problem with scale, pencil, protractor, and everything. So just try to draw lines, and just you should know the step-by-step method of solving each problem. That's the main goal. And like sometimes it has happened, like you think that a problem is easy, it's ye ho jayega, but in the end you forget 1 or 2 steps and it will cost you a lot of marks. So please don't underestimate any problem and try to solve everything. Uh, may not be with protractor or anything, but yes, on paper you should practice. And yes, so this is a 7 credit course. It is a lot, and trust me with this, it is one of the easiest courses. I mean, you don't need to put that much effort into it. Like, if you practice, you will get better. This is literally low effort, high output. This is the real CPI maker or breaker. So please do not ignore this subject and try to practice. Please do not ignore labs also. Labs are the most important. I said it before, I'm saying it again. Yes, and yeah, about YouTube channels. So I prefer, the lecture slides are pretty self-explanatory. I there are I like I would suggest you to avoid YouTube videos, as I have noticed that in some of the videos their method is wrong, or not wrong. I should say their method is different from the one they have taught in class. So the TA or prof might not agree with that. So try to avoid YouTube videos. But yes, there are some good YouTube videos which help you visualize. So yes, and that's it. I will uh, enjoy your stay at IIT Guwahati, and hope you're having a wonderful day. I would like to pass on to the next speaker.
Hey everyone, I'm back to talk about. My name is Avnish. Just so I'm back to talk about CH110, and this is one of the 3 lab courses that you will have this semester. So a general about lab courses is, if you do them properly, you'll get an easy AA grade. So also some general tips I want to give for the lab that are specific to the chemistry lab. You will need a lab coat, and please do not forget to wear shoes for every experiment. You'll also be provided with gloves during the experiment, and try not to break any of the equipment they have over there. So lab will be for 4 weeks. You'll be divided into groups of two. So first 4 weeks will be for group A, thereafter for group B. Then it's a pretty simple and scoring subject. You can easily get a 10 grade if you do things properly. And experiments are generally based on your basic class 12 chemistry theory and knowledge that you have prepared so well for JE. There is a quiz, and exams are generally easy. You will have your end sem at the end during November, I think. And so how to prepare for it is basically read all the lab manuals properly before the exam. And if you want, you can go through some YouTube videos for deeper understanding. There are plenty available on YouTube. And for the quiz, you can prepare the PYQ questions again, which you will find on Cepstrum's paper pan. So yeah, and so try to read every experiment before you go to the lab. It's sufficient preparation. You'll understand what is going on then. So yeah, pretty much it. Lab courses are a pretty good way of getting a CPI up. So yeah, thank you. I'd like to pass on to the next speaker for the physics lab course.
Hello, am I audible? Hello everyone. I am Hardik Jain from EC branch, and I would be talking about the PH 110 Physics Laboratory course. So this laboratory course would feel very interesting to you if you had a keen interest in JE physics, as most of the concepts are the same, like pendulum dynamics, surface tension, LCR, magnetic fields, Hall effects, interference, diffraction, and so on and so forth. Even if you did not like JE physics, if you go with the course, you will feel good to do it, as it involves practically performing and using formulae that you use just on paper before coming here. Now let's discuss some course information. So it is important not to just copy the working formulae, but actually reviewing the manual thoroughly for the experiment beforehand, since it helps during the mathematical and error analysis and handling Viva questions. Uh, Regarding the lab report, it is very important. Try to write maximum things beforehand, as it saves time in lab. You do not have to write much in lab. Reports constitute significant portion of the grading, almost 40 to 50%. So try to score at least 80 to 90% on the report for each experiment. TAs are very helpful in the lab course. Feel free to ask them about any analysis or setup you find difficult to do. Regarding the lab report correction, do not do common mistakes while writing the report, like missing units, taking wrong number of significant digits while writing answers, heading and scales of graphs, etc. Take a track of your errors. Also, one very important concept in this course is the concept of least square fitting. Watch as many tutorials as you want, but make sure that you are good at it, as it is very important and is used in almost 4 to 5 experiments out of the 7 experiments you have. Regarding the course grading, it is tentatively 40 to 50% lab report, 10% quiz, and the remaining is for the end sems, around 40%. And if Vivas are taken, some portion would be for that. They are not mandatorily taken. It depends on the course instructor. Regarding the endsems, they are very important. They are the grade deciders. Make sure you know the setup of apparatus of each experiment, because you can get any of them. Also, you will not get much help during the exams. You should take readings properly so that your final answer do not deviate much, because if it deviates by a significant amount, you will be penalized. Also, maintain decorum in the endsems, as it is very important. Now, regarding the quiz, there is a lab course quiz towards the end of this course. It is of around 10% weightage. It may be difficult, but to get the quiz right, you should read all the working formulae and concepts underlying the experiments. And most importantly, you have to solve the previous year problems of at least 2 to 3 years. because problems are highly repeated in the quiz. Quiz constitutes problems from numericals as well as some one-liners theoretical problems from the experiments. Now, regarding the course material, we have a lab manual that is very important. But if you want to read something apart from the manual, you can read on the internet, of course. And if you want to see how to perform the experiment, if you missed something, you can check out this course webpage. This is very helpful to check how do we do the setup of the experiments. I have mentioned it. You can see that. Overall, this course is relatively easy compared to the other courses, and you can easily get an AA or AB grade without much effort. So I hope you the best in this course, and I would like to pass the mic to the next speaker. Thank you for listening.
Hello, guys. It's your favorite senior here again. Yeah. So, ME110. So, there's not much I can speak about it. As you can see in the slides, there are not many points. I will try to cover everything. So, ME110. There is a lot of manual lab work, and there is no need for prior preparation. No need. I mean, you can't do prior preparation in it. Like you'll have to work with lab tools and manual tools. Okay, and some basic norms are wear shoes, full pants, and preferably long sleeves. And please, I will emphasize on this as much as I can. Please do not go with an empty stomach. Okay, there's going to be a lot of manual lab work, uh, manual work. So there is a chance you might faint if you go on an empty stomach. And stay hydrated, please. I have seen a few of my students, not students, my friends who are fainting in the lab, and it's dangerous. So please don't go with an empty stomach. And the first class of each job, you'll be having jobs uh, like carpentry, fitting. So the first class of each job is very important. Please do not miss the first lab, because the prof will tell you a lot of theory, and that same theory will be asked in Viva and quiz. Viva and quiz. I forgot to mention. Yes. So please try to take notes in the first class of every job. And yes, so it yeah. So do not skip labs and do the lab yourself. Please, in the NSEM, you have to do it all by yourself. The TAs may or may not help you. Okay, so please do not skip labs and do the labs yourself. Otherwise, you'll be in trouble in the NSEM. Okay. And there will be one quiz and one Viva. The quiz will be a MCQ quiz, easy peasy. And yes, the questions will be from the first class of each job. When the prof tells you the theory about every job that you're gonna do. Yes, so that's pretty much it. So I would like to pass on to the next speaker. Have a wonderful day.
So, hello everyone. Hi freshers. So guys, as you have got all the information about how to handle your academics, now I will tell you about Paperman, which is the most important initiatives of Cepstrum. So first of all, myself Ananya Sehare, a second year at from Triple E. I am currently in the event stream Cepstrum. I will tell you about Paperman, which is one of the initiatives of Cepstrum. Here, you will get all the previous year questions that will help you entirely in your first year. This is the most important thing you will find in your first year, because there are many things you need to know about how the paper would be, what are the difficulties, what are the pattern and everything. Even there are many courses which will contain a lot of previous year questions. So Paperman will help you a lot there. And not even it just contain PYQs. It also contain previous year lectures, which will also help you because there are many courses where you will not provided notes. So you will So you can take the help of Paperman there. And so in the end, I will say Paperman will help you to improve your grades a lot. Now, I will pass the mic to next speaker. Thank you for listening.
Hello everybody, I'm Akshay Sridhar, the branch representative of EC for the second year. Ashwin, can we go to the Cepstrum mentorship page? Yeah. So thanks for listening to all of the speakers. They are the best from our branch, from our batch, and they came up with some real insights. To sum it all up, basically, lab mein phodo. Labs are easy, and just go to your lab and sincerely and try to do the experiments by yourself. You'll be fine. And try to get an AA on all your labs because they will really save your CPR. And apart from that, maths तो भाई difficult है. And especially in the first part of the mid-sem, pre-mid-sem, it will be very difficult, but don't worry too much, it will get easier. And like they said for physics, the pre-mid-sem is slightly easier and it will be more useful ahead. And for the EC Triple E guys, E101 is a very important course, so please pay attention. And yeah, C is a very scoring subject. And sorry, I just tried to sum up all of the speakers. But yeah, you will get these slides if anybody is interested about that. You will get these slides, and there are some details mentioned that you can go through, and that all the speakers went over. Okay, I am here to tell you about the Cepstrum mentorship. Abhi to there is a 3-month interaction ban, as you must be knowing. But after that, like all other branches, not just for ECEEE, but all the branches. But okay, now we are here to speak about Cepstrum. So Cepstrum will also provide a mentorship program of sorts. You will be provided a mentor from second or third years, and with whom you can stay in touch, and they'll guide you as to how to go about the year. And a Google form will be floated after your interaction ban period. So yeah, watch out for that. And that's it. So now I would like to call upon Ribhu sir to say a few words before we move forward with the doubts. Ribhu sir, can you please come on?
Hi all. Let me turn on the camera. So you might have seen me in the first year interaction session when we were there. So we had to have this thing online because there was a 3-month ban on interaction. And then we will have a proper orientation session for you once that 3-month ban is over. So we'll tell you more about Cepstrum then. Fine. So I'll call on the next speaker now.
Okay, so they're now open to doubts. If anybody has a doubt, please raise your hand. We'll take your doubts. Yes, before that, I would just like to mention the branch change cutoffs. I know all of you guys are very interested in that. So yeah, these are the cutoffs for the branch change. Of course, it might vary according to your gradings and the prof, of course. But yeah, these are the tentative grades that you might want to aim if you want to change a branch first. Yeah, so if you have any other doubts, you can put them in the chat section, or you can raise your hand and we'll unmute you guys. I think those of you who have raised your hand can unmute yourself.
What are the cutoffs for minor degree?
Yeah, okay, about that. Ashmat, can we go to the next slide? Yeah, these are the minor cutoffs, but yeah, these are more, I mean, after the second sem, they'll be more relevant, but yeah, you can still have a look at them. Yeah, about this, you can't get a minor in your own subject. Say I am from EC, I can't get an EC minor. So keep that in mind.
Also, see guys
E-
cannot take minor in CS.
Sorry?
Is CPA calculated based on your group or total college?
If you're asking about the CE papers, then they will be normalized.
I'll possibly be in a better position to answer that. So your grades are numbers. Your CPI is calculated just with respect to your marks. Or your grades are kind of equivalent of your numbers. So your grading is done for the entire class that is being taught. That is one. So each course you will get a grade that will be according to your performance in that course relative to everyone else in that course. And for your CPI calculation, that will be calculated based on your overall grades. So CPI is yours. Your grade in a course is relative to the entire all the people in that course. So I hope
No,
that
I
answers
mean
it.
CPA is calculated overall for all first years or only
That's
branch
what I'm
wise is
saying. Your grades are your grades in a course will be with respect to all first years. One. CPI is just with respect to your performance. So one course you'll get one grade for one course, and that grade will be your performance with respect to the entire first year.
Thanks, Priya.
From which year are we allowed to take minor courses?
From second year onward, your minor classes will be.
Okay. And are we allowed to take minor course and do branch change at the same time, or any one of the two we have to do?
Yeah. You can do both.
Okay.
Guys, for the questions in chat, y'all can ask the TAs to teach whatever topic y'all haven't understood for that subject. Also, for the proportion of the credits for each subject, y'all can go just search your course. Just search it for a course web page. You can search, for example, IITG ECE course structure. You'll find the web page.
Hello. Actually, I wanted to ask the credit for the courses depends on what factors?
The credits for
The
each
credits
course
for
is
courses
already
are like,
fixed. Yeah, they are predetermined. You can go ahead and search, like for example, IITG EC credits, and you'll get a web page in which there are credits mentioned for all the semesters for EC and respectively for other
So, like,
subjects as
does
well.
it depend on the attendance and all? Or
Oh yeah, for the first year, as per our year, the attendance wasn't a big factor, but of course, try to keep your attendance above 75%. And afterwards, it does matter. Attendance plays a huge role in your grades.
okay.
And yeah, once you fail due to attendance, there is no supplementary exam or there is nothing of that sort. So yeah, try to keep your attendance above 75%. Attendance is very important.
Okay, fine.
For MA 101, if you are not able to understand the portions of lectures, it would be best if you can ask your TA to explain. Also, reading Bartle and Sherbert would help. Also, if you don't understand a topic, you can also search for that topic on YouTube. If you can find some good videos, then it would also benefit you.
How,
I want to ask what is the percentage equivalent of getting or 10 CPI?
Can you
That's a
please
very
repeat?
hard question. No one knows that,
It
to
is
be honest.
it is very it depends from subject to subject and from
Depends
the
on
grading.
the subject.
Can you tell about
how can I
mathematics?
approach how can I approach the TAs for some extra classes if I need it?
y'all will have tutorial sessions. Y'all can talk to the TA during that. With that, how can you contact them? Or also TAs would be present during your class as well. They'd be managing the attendance, etc. You can talk to them after the class. Ask them how can you contact them.
Okay, so for what happens if you get an F grade, you get to write a supplementary exam. And in the supplementary exam, the maximum of I think 6 or 5 grade is awarded. So you don't want to aim for it. So yeah, you'll be allowed to write a supplementary exam.
Yeah. See, aim for a 10. Don't bother about the supplementary exam.
Are there any doubt counters where we can go for special like physics or maths?
There aren't doubt counters to be specific, but again, you all can contact the TAs or the profs about what time to approach them.
Okay.
Also, a lot of y'all are putting the chat like how many people are awarded a certain CPI. Let's say, for example, 9.5. That depends on one your prof. How much of grade does he give to each person? Like you could give 10 to like 100 people. You could give 10 to 30 people for a course. Also, it also depends on the batch as well. There could be one person scoring 10 in every course and they be getting an overall 10 CPI, or there could be many people scoring like maybe a 9 in most courses and a 10 in few, and a lot of them getting like say 9.7 CPI or something. So it's all relative. There isn't a fixed number that okay, these many people are above 9.5, etc. It's completely relative. You just have to focus on your own performance.
Yeah, libraries are open till 2 a.m. so you can study there.
Are there any typed notes of a student of second year, uh, like which can be used by us?
You shouldn't rely on that, to be honest. One, there's a big chance of typos. That is the bigger problem. That if someone is A is speaking, B is transcribing that without ever or with, and no one is checking those, so there might be a lot of transcription errors. So it's best to, and obviously you cannot note down everything, so it's best to avoid those notes.
Hi, about the question in the chat box about physical chemistry. So, if I want to if you want me to elaborate, it'll be basically topics include quantum theory, harmonic oscillator, hydrogen atom, electron spectroscopy, and lasers. Also, basically, if you want to do well in this portion, attend whatever the professor is telling you. He has been teaching for the past 10 years the same course, and he generally tends to give the previous year questions in the exam. So do focus on doing your previous year questions extremely well, and you'll ace the physical chemistry part.
For MA 101, the tutorial, the exams are mostly similar to the quizzes, but you need to mostly similar to the tutorials, but you need to mostly focus on concepts which are being taught. If you know the concepts, you would be able to solve, but you need to practice writing the proofs, and you can take help from your TAs regarding the proofs in the tutorials.
Hello, can we get a recording for this lecture? Actually, I missed it.
Yes, the recording for this will be released along with the slides.
Okay, thank you.
So hello, regarding CPI things, I would say there is no number limit for what number of people can score above 9.6. Like if you all are getting more marks, then maybe 100 people get CPI greater than 9.6. If the grading is little bit
To
hard,
add
maybe.
to that, if everyone gets a CPI above 9.6, that would mean that the branch cutoff would be pushed even further up, because these branch cutoffs are
Yes.
not absolute, or these are not absolute in terms of CPI. The only thing that you have to ensure is that the number of people in that branch does not change by 10%, or no more than 10% people are allowed to be added in that branch, and no more than 10% people are allowed to leave a given branch during the branch change. So please don't be guided by these CPIs that if I get this CPI, this will the branch will change. So there are a lot of other factors playing over there.
In our year, the passing marks for MA 101 were 6 out of 100. but you need to focus, you need to aim for more because it can increase also.
Yes.
And you should focus on getting higher marks instead of checking for the passing marks.
Guys, those asking in a chat how many study hours required for so and so CPI, it completely depends on you. The number of hours over here doesn't matter. It's how quick are you able to grasp the concept or not. You have to focus on understanding the concepts and covering the course content rather than studying for a specified number of hours. There are people who, I mean, if we're talking about, let's say 9 plus CPI, there are people who have put in their entire day for studying to get 9 plus CPI. There are people who put in 1 hour every day and are still able to manage a 9 plus CPI. So it's completely relative and depends on how efficient you are while studying and how smartly do you study.